tell me what to do.
All right.
I tell you what to do. You're a public servant.
Okay.
You do as I say. So understand
All
it?
right. Yeah, just hang out in here
No, I
for
ain't
me,
got
Esteban.
to. I ain't got to. So, Jess.
Hey, you hold on.
Hey,
sit down. Hey, sit down.
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we're driving into one of the wildest ride-along stories that you've ever seen. A Bowling Green police officer responded to what you would think would be just a normal disturbance call. Honestly, those are never normal. Only to end up dodging 16 bullets from some dirtbag. The kicker though, the officer's ride-along, a U.S. Army specialist, went full action hero mode and took the suspect out with his bare hands.
But my hands are registered as lethal weapons.
We got a couple of other stories too I'd like to discuss, including a car chase on an icy road. Number 1,000,005 why Seattle should just be pushed out of the United States. Right into the ocean. But you know what shouldn't be pushed into the ocean? That's right, our sponsor for today's video. This video is sponsored by PDS Debt. Let's be honest, the holidays might have been a little bit rough on our wallet, especially with some naggy wife and yappy kids. You probably spent too much money on them. That means you might have a little bit of credit card debt or even personal loan debt. Start the year off fresh financially with PDS Debt. If you're making payments every month and your balances aren't going down, PDS Debt has solutions for you. They have customized options for anyone struggling with credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, or even collections. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit accepted. They're here to help you. I know next Christmas is pretty far away, but you should start preparing now. With PDS Debt, you can pay your balances off in a fraction of the time. I wish I had PDS Debt back in the day when I was a poor-ass sailor, brand new father, and up to my ears in credit card debt and personal loans. Guess what? You can get a free debt analysis right now. It takes 30 seconds. All you have to do is go to pdsdebt.com/donut. They strive to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternative solutions for becoming debt-free. That's pdsdebt.com/donut to get your free debt analysis today. Let's do crime. Our first story kicks off in Michigan at around 1:40 p.m. A Kalamazoo police officer spots a 2007 Mercury Milan that had been stolen out of the local town of Portland. Now, instead of pulling over like any reasonable adult would do, the suspect decides to floor it. Well, I guess it's not a reasonable adult because the suspect is 14 years old.
It's Green Meadow, we're turning on at Driftwood. Green Meadow to Driftwood.
I mean, what were the odds here? You're 14, driving a stolen car, and you think you're gonna pull off a clean getaway from a trained officer? Probably not.
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my
The
friend.
kid takes off through residential neighborhoods and is just sliding all over the damn place because, guess what? Ice. Not the kind his mom smoked when he was in the womb. At one point, he clips a mailbox and then a trash can, which, let's be honest, that's kind of a rite of passage for anyone who drives in Michigan.
Undrifted, he's spinning out. Okay, looks like he crashed out. He crashed out. Driftwood.
And then we get to one of my favorite parts. It's a trick called ignoring the red light on a busy road.
Try not to die.
Nothing screams experienced driver like playing Icy Road Frogger.
Still eastbound on Driftwood, coming up the Drake. Speeds are 46. No traffic right now. We're gonna go down Arboretum.
The amount of stupid and the lack of injury in this video is very impressive. Until right now.
Yeah, he crashed out. He's trying to run.
The kid loses control, slams into a light pole, and completely unroots it. The car ends up off the road, and as well, the pole, it played a major role in the apprehension of the criminal. You would think that completely demolishing a giant light pole over would be the end of the chase. Nope, not the end of this little joyride. The kid decides to make a run for it on foot.
He's trying to run.
Please stop! Stop! Get on the ground right now!
Taking one to the duster.
I'm bleeding. What's that?
Yeah, he crashed out pretty hard.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
The officer quickly apprehends him and it's game over. Minor injuries for the kid. They did have to take him to the hospital, but he was shortly taken to juvie. The 14-year-old is looking at some serious charges here, including fleeing and eluding, possession of a stolen vehicle, and potentially even more if the prosecutor decides to get creative. At the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse. No one was seriously hurt, but hey, stick to Mario Kart, little man. I've been harping on this shit a lot lately, but before we get into our main channel video, I want to talk about some weak judges. The ones who are more focused on violent crime over the safety of their own citizens. I feel like my past 5 or 6 videos have been about the same shit. I'm not going to stop bringing it up until more people start paying attention. Welcome to King County, Washington, where judges like Michelle Gelson and Rebecca Robertson aren't making headlines for protecting their citizens. No, they're making waves with their bold new strategy to the legal system, letting everyone the f go. First off, let's talk about a case involving a man who was let go after confessing to a murder. That's right, last year this guy admitted to killing his roommate. You think that's an open and shut case, lock him away, throw away the key, right? Well, not according to Judge Robertson in King County, Washington. Instead of keeping the guy in jail, Judge Robertson released him after just 72 hours. Has that been the solution to murder this whole time? Every murder just needs a 3-day weekend to walk it off while they're cured? You know what, to play devil's advocate on this one, maybe there wasn't enough physical evidence and, the guy could have been crazy. Maybe you shouldn't have released him after 72 hours though. Anyways, he was let go, and the next thing that he did was stab a bus driver to death. I think it's safe to say he might have killed his roommate.
Hello. Hey, can you guys move this way for us, please? Get out of the way.
Hey, he's looking up.
Hey, you with the one with the green hoodie looking at us. Come over here with your hands up. You're not free to go. Hey, drop your bags right there. Stop. Turn around for me. Walk backwards slowly towards me. Put your hands behind your back. Thank you.
What was the reason that a bus driver was stabbed? Well, the bus driver wouldn't close a window. Not joking, he got poked with a knife until he lost his life over a window. Our suspect here pepper sprayed the driver, kicked him when he was down, and then stabbed him to death all over a slight breeze. After stabbing the driver, he took off like nothing happened. Cops found the knife in a bloody dumpster with a sheath nearby. They tracked him down and finally caught him in a homeless tent city. A tent city named Tent City Number 3. That's another sign your city is turning to shit when you actually have to number the tent cities.
That's embarrassing.
He decided to get on a bus. He fell asleep on the bus. The bus driver was like, oh shit, that's that guy that just murdered one of my buddies, called the cops, and the police arrested him. In the same city, a 16-year-old was arrested for brutally murdering a 65-year-old handyman, a military veteran no less. The guy was just hired to do some maintenance work and wasn't hurting anyone, but surveillance footage shows the suspect chasing him down and beating him with a wooden club. After being hit in the head, the 65-year-old victim was able to run into a home, but the suspect chased him inside. Inside, the suspect stabbed the man to death and then stepped outside to call the police on himself. He was arrested, obviously, but what did the judge do? Sets bail for $50,000 for a brutal murder. Put that into perspective, $50,000 means the guy was able to post a fraction of that, maybe a few $1,000s, and walk out of jail less than 27 hours after being arrested. No ankle monitor, no restrictions, just walking around free despite being caught on camera committing a horrific crime. And people in Seattle have the audacity to say that Seattle police don't do their job. Seems to me, even though they are horrifically understaffed, Seattle PD is still out making arrests. Here's the kicker for that case. The prosecutor asked for a $2 million bail. Law enforcement completely objected to his release. The judge thought, nah, $50,000 sounds fine. Because of the public outcry of this, the judge finally decided, okay, I guess it should be $500,000. Fortunately, Face wasn't able to scrape together the money, so he wasn't able to get out of jail. And our final story. Bowling Green, Kentucky, July 6, 2023, 5:22 p.m. This all starts with a disturbance call to a used car dealership. The officer arrives to find a man refusing to leave the premises.
I ain't hang out nowhere. You don't tell me what to do.
All right.
I tell you what to do. You're a public servant.
It seems like your standard trespassing situation. But less than a minute into the encounter, things start to go a little wrong.
Okay. You do as I say. So understand
All
it.
right, yeah, just hang out in here
No, I
for
ain't
me,
got
Esteban.
I ain't got to. So, Jess.
Hey, you hold on.
Hey,
sit down. Hey, sit down.
The officer tries to de-escalate, but the suspect pulls a gun out of nowhere. The officer retreats, alerting everyone inside that there is an armed person with a gun right there.
Sit down, sit down.
Stand there.
Hey, of course, he's got a gun.
Stand there. You are a fucking public servant. Stand there.
Get out.
Stand there.
At this point, it's total fucking chaos. Employees are scrambling for cover, and the officer is doing everything he can to avoid a shootout in such a tight space with civilians everywhere. The officer had every right to use deadly force in that situation, but let's watch and see what he does.
Get out. Esteban, quit. Esteban, quit. Quit.
Stand there. public service.
Yeah,
Stand
get
there.
out. Get out. That's the
Final
bond.
18 seconds.
Hey, take cover. Take cover.
Body camera footage is heavily edited, but the basic gist of it is that he pulls out his taser. The suspect, on the other hand, fires off 16 shots in 6 seconds. The officer is hit multiple times in the legs, arms, and torso, going down. He's on the floor bleeding while he's unable to defend himself while the suspect still has the gun. Things are looking pretty grim for this officer. The officer's down, the suspect is still armed, and help is minutes away. But then there's the beast of Bowling Green. Riding along with the officer that day was a U.S. Army specialist who was interested in a career in law enforcement. When the bullets started flying, the soldier took cover behind a desk, but he didn't stay there for long.
It's my time to shine.
When the gunfire stopped, he saw his chance. He saw that the suspect's gun was empty and he didn't hesitate. He tackles the suspect, throws a couple punches, and gets the suspect in a chokehold. Keep in mind, this soldier didn't have to do anything, nor was it expected of him. The ride-along holds on to the suspect, waiting for backup to arrive.
Hands up. Keep hands up.
When backup arrives, the soldier shouts, "He's dead, I've got him," like he was just serving up fucking dinner. And the soldier wasn't exaggerating, he killed that fucking guy. The cause of death was manual strangulation. That wasn't just a regular blood choke, he had that man in a death grip, and for good reason. If he wants to be the cop, I say make him the chief of police, or put him on a New York City subway. No doubt he might have saved multiple lives in that building that day, including the police officer who is still bleeding out on the ground. Later, officer said, "If he hadn't stepped in, I would not be here today." That's a pretty high praise right there, if I do say so myself. Police later confirmed that every shot fired came from the suspect's gun and that the ride-along's intervention was the difference between life and death. The officer survived his injuries and credited the ride-along with saving not just his life, but potentially the lives of everyone in the building. As far as the officer goes, he's doing way better than most people after being shot in every single limb. After a couple of weeks of intensive care, he's expected to make a full recovery and return to police work. Please let me know what you think about this incident in the comments below. If you want to help support the channel, go on over to pepperbox.tv or donutoperator.com. That's all I got for you fine people today. Until next time, please have a fantastic day.